Last week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Gratton Cup Series celebrated its 150th race in the series. And for the second time in 2 races this season, it was NS Racing who broke through to take the checkered flag, Benny Watson grabbing his second career win. Today, he starts a long way down the order, and so does his teammate, the points leader Travis Crampton, who won the Daytona 500 earlier in the year. They've got some work to do here in this race. At the Circuit of the Americas, the first ever race here at this track in Austin, Texas. It is the H-E-B Texas Grand Prix. It's going to be 17 laps of action around one of 2 road courses here on the Gratton Cup Series schedule. Hello everybody and welcome to Austin, Texas, Lone Star State Circuit of the Americas. For the first ever time in the Gratton Cup Series, and the first ever time in any series on the channel, we're here at COTA for what is the 3rd race of the 2025 Gratton Cup Series. And this is going to be a very, very interesting race. It's going to be quite different to what you're going to see, of course, throughout the season. There's a lot to play. A lot can happen in this race. Probably going to be more of a strategy race than it is a race. We're going to see a lot of actions here on this 20-turn, 3.5-mile racetrack in Austin, Texas. It's sets up to be a very, very interesting race. We'll delve into that more so as we get underway here in a minute. I'm Stuart Gratton. I'm all on my own today. No co-commentators, so you're just stuck with me, just like the old times. But this should be a very, very interesting race. There's a lot to play out, of course. Still very early on in the season. After today, we're only going to be about a tenth of the way through the season. Well, we are going to be a tenth of the way through the season. After today, you'll see the points on your screen. It's Travis Crampton who comes into this race with a 3-point lead over Henrik Waugh. But Waugh, as you can see, the Pertex Chevrolet starts 4th, and Travis Crampton starts 36th. So it will take a lot for the 97 to hold his championship lead. Dawson Miller and Alexander Rowe are tied for 30 points. They're 6 points back. Rowe starts 3rd. You see the number 51 on your screen. Dawson Miller had a suspension issue on his lap, and so he ends up qualifying last for this race. A tough break for the number 48. He's definitely got some work to do. Matthew Hubert and Jake Rogers, the runner-up from last week, equal 5th in points, 10 points behind. Hubert starts 22nd, Jake Rogers starts 29th, so both those guys will have some work to do. Eli Bright is 7th in points. He is starting 13th today, and he is 16 points behind. Kelly Lee also 16 points behind, but a bit further back, 30th in the starting lineup. Jared Oden had a great run last week. He finished 3rd. He starts 24th in this race. He's 9th in points, 22 back. Alex Sampatale, number 37, you can see him on your screen. He starts from the 8th position in this race. He makes up the top 10. And our last winner, Benny Watson, who's 11th in points, starts 38th in this race. So a lot of work for a lot of the drivers that you'd expect to be up there in championship contention, or at least based on what we've seen earlier in the year. They've got a lot of work to do. Let's quickly go through the starting lineup. We'll go through the top 10 and then we'll let these guys roll off. Ken Rowley on the pole in the number 10 for Nicotech, the first ever Honda pole sitter in the Gratton Cup Series. In number 10, looking to break a long losing streak here today. He's got Tristan Allen, the reigning Cup champion, starting alongside. It's been a tough start to the year for him. Well, for both those guys, Alexander Rowe and Henry Waugh, his teammate, both top 5 in points, both with an opportunity to take the points lead today for Gifford Technologies Incorporated. They're 3rd and 4th. And their other teammate, Dominic Anthony, he starts 5th. So 3 Gifford cars inside the top 5. Noah Clifton is the second Nicotech Honda inside the top 10. He starts 6th. Rogel Dawn was a bit frustrated with his first 2 races, but he's got a good starting spot here today in car 04, highest starting rookie in the field. Alex Sabatale's got off to a good start this season. He's 10th in the points we mentioned. He starts 8th today. Brandon Vance in the number 27 will start from 9th position, 2-time series champion. And Charlie Davenport in the 52 rounds out the top 10. You'll see the rest of your starting lineup on the left side of your screen. No predictions here in this race. You see the cars are firing up. But there's Jared Oren, for example, there in the 99, who had a good run last week. There's our runner-up from last week, Jake Rogers. His teammate Kelly Lee is top 10 in points as well. Starting alongside, taking up row 15. And he's our championship leader, Travis Crampton, The two winners for the season so far, Crampton and his teammate Benny Watson, starting 36th and 38th. And there is the 48 of Dawson Miller, comes in this race equal 30 points. So a lot of work for some of these really competitive drivers. The drivers that have been competitive to start the season, they've got a lot of work to do here at Circuit of the Americas. It's a 20-turn racetrack. As mentioned, 3.5 miles in length. Just a little under 240 miles in race length, and this is going. And as I said before, this is going to be a strategy race in the sense that there'll be 2 to 3 pit stops, and probably there will be some carnage. There are no yellows on this race, or in this race, I should say. There's no yellows on the track today. So what we're going to see, turn 1, turn 11, and turn 12 are going to be the trouble spots on the opening lap in particular. But turn 12 in particular is going to be a real headache for a lot of these drivers as the race goes along. They are susceptible, running the back of each other, causing some front end damage and ruining their race. A pace car dives on the pit road right now. So here we go. It's going to be Kean Rowley in the number 10, and Tristan Allen the number 14, who will lead the field to green. It's a long run up, of course. The steep climb up to turn 1. And they're all going to fan out here. It's going to be an entertaining start. This could be won or lost here in this opening lap. So approach the start-finish line now. The green flag in the air. And we are underway in the H-E-B Texas Grand Prix. Looks like, well, for the most part, a clean start. Maybe a little bit of contact throughout the field. For the most part, they all got through it. Tristan Allen off to a perfect start in the 14. He rounded up Kean Rowley. Henry Gore went with him. So they jump into first and second here right off the jump. Rowley back down to third. Alexander Rowe, Noah Clifton inside the top 5. Rogel Dawn was one of those drivers who made a jump to the inside. Worked out quite well so far. The 04. So they got through, I think, pretty much unscathed to start, but this is where it's going to get a bit nasty. As we head down here, this is turn 11. This is going to be one of these trouble spots on the opening lap. In fact, we're just going to stay right here because this could get quite nasty. Oh, you see Nathan Smith ran into Julio Caesar there. A bit of contact, and they're all... Oh, we got trouble. Around goes John Andrews. Kochmer involved as well. They're all scrambling. They've actually done a pretty nice job. You saw the 44 get turned around there, but otherwise, a pretty solid start in terms of there's very little carnage going on as you see Gore pressing onto the back here of Tristan Allen. There's a fair bit going on. We're going to stay here as well. This is probably the most dangerous spot on the racetrack. You see a little bit of contact there. Duncan Ward, the back maybe of Eli Bright. Oh, Jared Oren's right up the back, I think, of Hubert. There's the 99, the Amsoil Ford. It's got a bit of damage, and that's going to be a bit of a problem for him. But Allen gets through. The first lap unscathed. Bit going on back here. Dominic Anthony under attack from Brandon Bent. Thomas Troxel looks like he's got off to a good start. He's made some ground on this opening lap. You see the 99 back in here. There he is. He's definitely got front end damage there. Jared Oren, third place last week. In trouble. Looks like he ran up the back of someone into turn 12. You'll see the replay there. Maybe he ran into the back of Matthew Hubert. And Jake Rogers got off to a very good start as well. He made a heap of ground as the 99 is going to send it on a pit road right now. He's not the only one. Brain Perez looks like he also got involved in some trouble. The 92, that's a tough break. But for both of those guys, a lot of damage. As we complete lap 1, Tristan Allen leads Henry Gore. There's a bit going on back in here. Roberto Crown, Alejandro Cruz back in here, along with our last winner, Watson, right in the midst of things. You see Roberto Crown on the attack, trying to make a position. There's the 44, John Andrews, involved in that early incident. You see the damage on the 99. It's taken the whole front end off that car, and right side's being changed on the 92 Perez. He's also had the front end ripped off as well. It could have been a lot worse. We've seen a lot more chaos go on, but that's not going to do these guys, or the 92 or the 99, any favours as this race goes along, puts them out of contention early. So Tristan Allen leads Henry Gore. A real opportunity here for Henry Gore. He has not won a Cup Series race since Indianapolis in Season 3. which I want to say is now a 68 race losing streak. Off the top of my head, I think that is true. Would love to get a win here today. Would do a lot for his championship hopeful. Of course, there is no chase this season. It is a strict full point season. So, opportunity here for the 71 to really, I suppose, make an early dent in the season. But he's got his teammate right inside the top 5 as well, Alexander Rowe. He's right in contention. And off to a decent start this year. He dropped away as the race went along at Atlanta. Finished 6th after leading a lot of laps in that race in car 51. Noah Clifton, who ran quite well at Atlanta. Rogaldorn's doing a good job. He's 6th at the moment. Again, was frustrated in the build-up to this race with the way the season had gone. He's the Gratton Racing League champion not that long ago and just hasn't quite converted. There was trouble here at the back as well. Maybe on lap 1. You see there's some skid marks there entering turn 20. So, as is the case here at COTA, typically there's a bit of chaos, but wasn't particularly that bad. It could have been a lot worse. See some guys battling back in here as Steinmach's struggling. Bryce Egan's got a bit of damage on the rear of the 18, so he may have got run into along the way. Maybe where the 99 got his damage. Jake Rogers also with damage on the rear of the 40. That's not good for him. Might put him back in the order as this race goes along. We've got a battle here. Nathan Smith overcommits, and Eli Bright says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that spot." So a pass for position there, and that is for 14th position. So Bright gets around the 25. Nice overtake there. Thomas Troxler doing a good job here on the 62. It's right now out in front. It's in this holding pattern, as is typically the case here at COTA in the first stage of the race, where everyone's on the same fuel load, everyone's got the same same amount of grip, everyone's on the same tyre. No real strategy being played out as of yet, so everyone's in a bit of a holding pattern. See how much ground that you can make up heading into turn 12. This is 13 right here. You see Gwars. Looks like the 71's got some advantages in this part of the racetrack, but Tristan gets the run maybe out of turn 11 a little bit better. It's interesting to see the differences between the cars and how they play out. Keep an eye up and down the order. Max Davis is 12th at the moment. Sam Vitale is 11th. Julio Caesar, winner of Watkins Glen last season, is 13th. Decent run last week as well. You saw Bryce Smith change position. Duncan Ward's had a frustrating start. Had to qualify his way into this race. His teammate Daniel Polis was not so fortunate. He missed the race. 54's doing a pretty solid job at the moment. Christian Vargas, Tyson Gifford. Colin Denton needs a really, really good run today. He comes in his race 43rd in the championship in car 21. And right now 19th is not too bad, but especially considering where the 98 is, but not where he really would like to be. He'd like to be a bit further up. Jack Haas is doing a good job. 20th, Sam Adio. Caleb Rose back in here. Who has had some success on the road courses. He's 21st. Kelly Lee. Oh, sorry, he's 22nd, I should say. Kelly Lee, we saw Jake Rogers. Matthew Hubert's dropped back a little bit from the start. He started 22nd. Richard Fridge. Eric Monaco, we talked about Egan. Steinbach struggling here in this 98. He looked really good in the dual races, but haven't quite converted as of yet. But since then, Leonard Koshma, the 03 for Team Williams. Kyler Sustre, I think, started 41st in this race. He's done a nice job. Josh Williamson. Roberto Crown's also made up some ground. And there's Crampton, and there's the 48 of Dawson Miller. They are 38th and 39th. Benny Watson's on pit road here in the 96, and he's got damage, so he's run up the back of someone as well, probably in the turn 12. So that's not good for our most recent winner. Going to put him behind the 8 ball. See again as we go back to the front of the field. Again, it's probably where the damage was done for Watson. Williams on pit road, because right there in the turn 12, it's, if you're too close to the car in front, it does get quite risky. It can get quite tricky. There's a change of position here as well. The two Hairgel Chevys of Davenport and Sam Vitale have worked their way around Thomas Troxell, so they're now both in the top 10. Davenport 9th. Sam Vitale has had a very good start to the year, I think, all things considered, in car 37. He didn't have a great GRL campaign, finished last in points by quite a margin, but he's done a lot better here in this series. The Hairgel Motorsports probably didn't have their best week last week, but strong at Daytona, where these two cars running quite well early stages here at Circuit of the Americas. But Tristan Allen's led every lap so far here in car 14, and the Gratton Cup champion. It's been a frustrating start to his championship defense. It just hasn't quite come all together. You know, he was really slow at Daytona, dropped off the pack, which was very unusual. I mean, you don't see that from a DW Motorsports car. Of course, if they win here today, Tristan Allen wins here today, he would become the winningest driver in series history. He would get into 12 Cup Series wins, and of course, DW the winningest team as is with 37. They're looking to make it 38 today. The 14 doing a very good job. Although Henry Gore's got a fast race car here in the 71 because he is well, truly keeping up back in here. And you see a little battle going on here. Noah Clifton, Rogel Dawn. Clifton struggling a bit here in this run compared to Keenan Rowley. He's dropped the ground. Alexander Rowe, by the way. Not sure what's just happened to him, but he's vanished. Just now dawned me. Oh, he's got a problem. He's got a problem. Can't see what it is based on the logs, so something's gone wrong here for car 51. That's a really tough break. He was running fourth. Oh, and he gets run into by Roberto Crown Jr. And Crown nearly wipes out his teammate. Or their teammate, I should say. That was very odd. And again, this is one of those trouble spots, turn 11. Alexander Rowe, he's able to drive away. I reckon it's a tyre that's probably gone down on the 51. Because that's a real problem. Christian Vargas is pitted. Duncan Ward's pitted. Sam Adeo as well. Josh Williamson. Looks like Dawson Miller. They've all pitted. John Andrews was involved early on. So that's a really tough break for Alexander Rowe. That's going to send him to the rear of the field. And that has done a bit of damage on Roberto Crown's car as well, because they are now off the pace as well. So tough break for those guys. This battle continues. Nathan Smith has worked his way back around Eli Bright. Back in the order. And here we go. First round of pit stops for our race leaders. So Tristan Allen is in. Henry Gore is in. Everybody's in. All the way down to Davenport and Sam Vitale, Troxell. So the fuel run is about 5 laps, which is where they've gotten to. Now you can stretch it a little bit further if you play the cards right. You see Allen here is going to take 4 tyres. Or at least he's going to take right sides. No, he's going to go take 4. Looks like a clean stop. No issues. Look, a very good stop, actually. Gained a bit of ground here on Henry Gore. It's a very good stop. Dominic Anthony looked like he had a slower stop there in the 39. Actually, no, he was already behind, so not really. And see, now here are some of the guys who pitted earlier. So these guys are out of sync. Or at least the 99 of Jared Oren is out of sync. But because his tyres are up to temperature, it's actually going to do him a lot of favours, although the damage is going to hurt. He's battling Charlie Davenport here. And Davenport with those fresh 4 tyres, I presume, is going to round up the 99 and does so. Christian Vargas gained a bit of ground by the looks of it. So did the 54 of Duncan Ward. So interesting, a bit of mixed strategy. You saw the 45 come down earlier. Of course, the 92, the 99, 96 all have damage, so they're a bit out of kilter. And a battle here for position. Troxell got ahead of Sam Vitale on pit road by the looks of it. Sam Vitale looking to try and make his way back past, and should do so through turn 10 and now down to turn 11. And he does, although he gets a little nudge for his trouble. Here comes Troxell back down the inside. He doesn't get the run out of the turn that he needs. And Sam Vitale will get that position. So good battle there. Troxel maybe felt a little bit bad about running into the back of the 37. But he'll have to... Well, he gives up that position. He slots in behind. Be careful heading into turn 11. And no, he ran into him. And he turns him into turn 11. Well, turn 12, I should say. And Sam Vitale is off the course. Tough break there. He didn't feel bad. Thomas Troxel didn't feel bad at all. I think that'd be fair to say. As Sam Vitale drops down the order. Tough break for the 37. And now he's got Colin Denton on his inside. And Denton should make the pass here. And does so. This is a really tough break for the 37. He's going to continue to drop back because he's got Kelly Lee now in the 76. Who looks like has made decent ground here at the start. And 76 trying to round up the 37, and will do so through the triple right-hander. You see Denton now working on Jack Haas. There's a bit going on here at the moment. Oh, that is Brad Perez on pit road in the 92. We knew that was going to happen. He's out of sync. Sam Vitale still dropping back as now Eli Bright gets past him. So that's a tough break. There's the 92. Now the 54. Also on pit road, Duncan Ward. So looks like that's a strategic call. Oh no, he's run to the back of someone. There you go. That would explain a lot. So he's run up the back of someone. That's a tough break there for the 54. Sam Vitale's got back around got back around Eli Bright. Jack Haas is under pressure, under assault here from the 21 of Denton. Good battles throughout the mid pack. Side by side and through. This is turn 7 now. Up to turn 8, and then 9 next time around. And Haas will hold off the 21 after a good battle there. So, yeah, a bit going on. There's also a battle going on here. I think the 36 maybe of Vargas. I think was ahead of 62 if memory serves me correct. And he's got slightly older tyres. He come down a lap before, but I don't think he's making that much of a difference. So maybe the 36 struggling just a bit here. We didn't actually pay attention to what was going on in the lead. Tristan Allen was able to hang on to the race lead, but Henry Gore looks very racy. He's not letting him get away with this lead. Of course, these two cars kept the same strategy of taking 4 tyres. And it's worked out a treat. So currently still 1 and 2, and Radley is still 3rd in the number 10. So that's still working out quite okay. There's Alexander Rowe. He's at the back of the field. Same with Roberto Crown. That's a tough break, particularly for Roberto, who perhaps misjudged the 51 on that occasion, and that's what happened. See, there's the 96 back in there with the damage on his race car. Benny Watson, our Daytona 500 champion of Scrampton, also a long way down. There's Jake Rogers, who I think had damage to repair on the rear, and so he's lost a bit of ground. Dawson Miller's done a good job. Started from the rear and has worked his way forward. We've got a bit of a train forming here as Sam Vitale, I think, has now been... Well, no, that's probably still damage from the Troxel incident, which I can guarantee you he would not be happy about, and I wouldn't really blame him. I didn't really think that there was much in that in the first incident. Sam Vitale didn't do a lot wrong, if anything, and then Troxel just sent him around there into turn 12. But no penalties for that, of course. Bright and Eric Monaco side by side, and Monaco, a big send back there from the 32 of Caleb Rose as well. A big queue of cars. Bright will have the advantage here. It's turn 7. Up to turn 8. And we'll get that one stick. Also a bit going on here. Colin Denton under attack from Kelly Lee. And Lee gets past. And I think Caleb Rose just made a position there on Richard Fridge. Fair bit going on in the race. Christian Vargas has dropped back big time. Either something has happened to the 36. He's got either a problem or those tyres are really starting to wear, because he's now dropped a long, long way back. Troxel, I think, has also dropped a couple of position perhaps as well. Maybe there's a bit of damage on the 36. Maybe there's a bit of front end perhaps. So I'm not sure if that's actually damage or not. He's under assault here. He's got the 00 of Jack Haas, who needs a good run, Jack Haas, 26th in points. I think actually he may be the highest of the Team Williams Dodgers coming into this race, and he is in the championship, so another good run for him. It's 26th in points coming in. So Vargas really struggling here as this run goes along. Maybe he took 2 tires. Maybe that's what's going on. Because some drivers will take 2 because they know that they're going to pit again. And look at this. This battle continues. It's just, you know, Gwar's got a faster race car at the moment, but it is a hard track to pass. Not possible. We've seen some passes, overtakes made, but certainly not a racetrack where, you know, where they're easy to make, especially when there's a similar race car and or similar car in terms of speed. And you know, even though Gwar's got a slightly faster race car, it's not that much of a difference between himself and the 14. Both these guys doing a very nice job. Ken Rally as well. He's not out of it here in car 10. The pole sitter who got off to sluggish start. He's keeping himself in the game. Same with Noah Clifton. Clifton is hanging around. He's 4th at the moment. He's broken away from Rogel Dawn, who's, to his credit, of course, running 6th at the moment. There's someone that's gone well off down there. Might be from the Crown and Row incident, perhaps. Brandon Bent's done all right. Charlie Davenport. Good to see Davenport running well in 7th. Anthony, who dropped at least 1 position, maybe a couple, on that first pit stop, trying to make it back up. Currently running in the 8th position in the 39. Julio Caesar is up to 9th, and Max Davis currently inside the top 10, so back-to-back strong runs for him currently. 45 also doing a fairly solid job. And look how close Ken Rally is now getting to these guys. So the 14 struggling here in the second run in particular. And to make it to the end, typically what you've seen from testing is that, drivers will come in about lap 11. So that's if you're going to 2-stop. If you're going to 3-stop, and you're coming down now or anytime soon, I highly doubt any of these guys will. The game's right on. I mean, you can see where Cam Rally, you know, he's really closing in and putting himself in position to at least contend here for the race win. He's now down to 1.76 seconds behind our leader, Tristan Allen. Again, I mean, where you're going to pass him, that's the difficult thing. You're going to strategy play it, perhaps, and find a way around that way. Not going to be easy if, especially if the 14 can stretch it on 2. And has a clean pit stop like he did before. It's going to be an easy thing to have happen. Top 3 all right amongst it. Clifton even? I mean, Clifton's not that far behind. It's a good run for Noah. He finished 5th last week. And doing a nice job here in this racing car 13. Currently 4th. And a tough Daytona. As did quite a few drivers, including the 14 right here. A couple of others. Henry Gore had a tough Daytona for a totally different reason. Of course, for finishing 2nd in that race. But a very slim margin to Travis Crampton. But the positive for the 71 is right now, as you see John Andrews coming off the pit road. And these guys have clearly short pitted. They've come in early. But compared to, there's Travis Crampton at the moment. He is 29th, and so Henry Gore would definitely take the championship lead. That goes without saying, really. Even if he were to finish 2nd, and with Rowe down the order, Miller, different strategy. I'm not sure where Hubert is. Jake Rogers had issues. Oh, he's going to have a good points position to be in after 3 races. It's, of course, still so much of the season to go. Still 90% of the season to go after this race. So let's see if any of these guys pit, because if they don't pit now, they'll be able to make it on 2. Or it looks like Allen. Is Allen going to pit? Allen is going to pit. And Gore is not. So here we go. Henry Gore now, I would say, is in the box seat to win this race. But we'll see here. is going to at least lead this lap. And so, opportunity to break that really long losing streak here for Henry Gore. Most of the field is pitting, so it's just... that's 2 Gifford Chevrolets. That's Tyson Gifford staying out. So most of the field coming in and would not be able to make it to the end. So just right sides there for the 14 of Tristan Allen. Same for Cairn Rally. Same with Clifton. It looks like all these guys as well. Caleb Rose also staying out. Looks like Eli Bright staying out. So an interesting strategy. Because these guys got warmer tyres, this might be a bit of a dilemma here for Allen. And do you go and overtake the 14 if you can, if you're Eli Bright? That'll be the question that'll be running around. So these two guys, certainly Henry Gore's in a good position now because he's a long way ahead of Tyson Gifford. He's about 20 seconds up the road. And unless something were to happen like it did to Alexander Rowe, strategy is in his favour. Same with Gifford. It's in their favour at the moment. There's the 14. Bryce and Rose, who have stayed out. They're trying to go stretch it on 2. Looks like Leonard Koshmer as well, the 03. Sustre here in the 59. Will Parrish, Logan Williams. I mean, why not? Oh! Contact! Contact heading into turn number 11 between Brandon Bent and Rogel Dawn, 2 of the champions on the channel. Dawn, the GRL champion. Brandon Bent, 2-time series champion in seasons 2 and 4. Charlie Davenport was right there as well, although he's backed off a little bit. Fair bit going on. Be careful, heading down into turn 12. Bang! Davenport rear ends the back of the 27. Now that may be a problem for the 52 later down the line. He might have to come in and repair that damage. Looks like Will Parrish? No, Parrish is okay. So I haven't got around Tristan now. There's the 71, so he is in. Roberto Crown also in, but on the tail end of the lead lap. And so you're going to see Tristan Allen. I think he's going to take the lead right here, but he's the 71. He's just got to nail this pit stop, and nothing else really happened. There goes Bright, there goes Rose, they're in. 71's taking 4, so Tristan Allen will take this race lead, but it's not in a great position strategy-wise. There's the 71. He took 4. And even though he'll come out relatively close, he's going to lose some ground here. There goes Raleigh. So Raleigh's going to get past him. Oh, yep, he's going to sweep around the outside there into turn 1 and take that spot away. So everybody that... well, these are the guys you're going to have to watch. Tyson Gifford in the 7. So, looks like Eli Bright's going. Bright had a slow stop. He's lost a lot of time there to Caleb Rose. There's a big, I mean, if Caleb Rose can get something out of today, he comes in this race 39th in points. He needs a good run. It's a big battle here. Not a great place for the 32 to actually come out of, because all these guys are battling pretty hard for position. Stein back there in the 98. But Eric Monaco was trying to get around Richard Fridge. So we'll see now. Brandon Bent, by the way, has got around Rogel Dawn while all that was going on. So he's now up to 5th. So a little frustration that the 27 had before. He's finally got past the 04. Still a good run for Rogel, all things considered. So here's the man currently leading this race, Tristan Allen. He will have to pit again, because I'm almost certain he will not be able to make it to the end. Same with Kean Rally. Because these guys are going to have to go... Oh, when did they pit? Pitted... Geez, end of lap 10, I think. So they have to go about 7 laps, and that's just not going to happen. We know that Henry Gore can make it to the end. He's currently 3rd. That long losing streak back to Indianapolis in Season 3. It's been a long time for this 71. He's doing a very good job here in this race. He's had very good pace, it should be said. And was pressuring Tristan Allen throughout the whole race. So he's in a good position. Made the right strategy call by the looks of it. Brandon Bent is behind Clifton. Clifton is 4th. Brandon Bent's 5th. Rourke Dord, Charlie Davenport, Dominic Anthony, Julio Caesar. Now, Tyson Gifford, there he is. He might be... Well, he's the man to watch because he's also able to make it to the end, like his teammate. You see Josh Williamson's coming in. He's had enough. Caleb Rose, another one. Can make it all the way to the end. Eli Bright's got a problem. Or is he just slow out of the turn? I thought he was so slow out of the turn, made me think there was a problem. But I think he's actually okay. But he might lose a spot here to Matthew Hubert. Going on back in here as well. Sam Battalion, Richard Bridge still going at it. Some good battles going on up and down the order. Steinbach's right in the thick of it as well. You got Bright and Hubert back in here. It's a good battle for position. And Sam Vitale gets ahead of Steinbach. These guys, by the way, they're racing for 24th and 25th, but Bright will be one to watch. How much ground can he make up? Well, and this race, he got a problem. Someone went through the dirt. Might have been Caleb Rose. It made me think, I thought someone was spinning or blowing up or something like that. Overreacted just a little bit there. So here is the 71. Henry Gore trying to push those fresh tyres to use. He's got 4 of them. Compared to the 10 of Ken Rowley, he just took those 2 right sides. Well, he's done a good job here in this race, though. I know he lost the lead at the start, and that will be frustrating for him and for Isaac Nichols, the team owner. But has run a pretty good race other than that, really. Although, I mean, he's doing his best here at the moment. Henry Gore tried to run around the outside, but well, not that it matters, because Cam Rowley is going to bail out. So he's going to come down and try and make the most of a run here to the end, as is Tristan Allen. So here we go. That will give the lead to the 71. Henry Gore takes the lead. And pretty sure he should be able to make it to the end of this race. Brandon Bent staying out long, I should say. Same with Davenport, same with Dominic Anthony. Bulk of the field that did not go long, they're all coming down now. There's Allen. And Allen is behind Tyson Gifford, so that would be effectively second place. And Caleb Rose would be effectively 4th at the moment if he can get around Keenan Rowley. He sweeps in well across the front, swept right across the nose of the 10. Makes it stick. Richard Fridge also gets around. So the order's jumbled up a bit, and this is the guy who is in a very, very, I'm not going to say unassailable position, but he is in a very good position here to break that long losing streak in terms of races in this series, it should be said, though. He has won a Samsung Offline Racing League race a couple of years ago. Go back to Texas in 2023, driving this car, this team, this number. He won that race in Texas, finished top 5 in the points that year. He's always been outside that first year in season 2 that he ran, he's always been a pretty good driver. Henry Gore, the career win number 4. This is his teammate. Trying to close in here on Charlie Davenport. You'd think these guys, Brandon Bent, Davenport, Anthony, Nathan Smith's got a bit of front end damage. Not sure where he's got that from, but that's going to actually hinder him quite a bit. Oh, that's close. Gifford. Got around Kelly Lee before, but pretty close to running up the back of Truxell. And Tyson Gifford started this race, I want to say 23rd. So if he can make this work, you know, he gets 21 positions up in the order, and that's a that's a very strong result, all things considered. Look at this. Richard Fridge gets around Caleb Rose. And Caleb Rose still effectively 4th at the moment. That's a pretty nice position to be him. Something's happened here to Max Davis in the number 6. Not sure what it is, unfortunately, but Davis in a lot of trouble, and that's a real shame because he was running top 10. I'm not sure what the issue is there. We'll try and figure that out afterwards. So there goes Bent, Davenport, and Anthony. Nathan Smith is running long. But look how much, look how far he is behind. 20 seconds off the lead of the race. Troxel 30. He'll probably have to pit again. Tyson Gifford. For these guys, it's probably just a splash and go, I would imagine. Look at this. Oh, it's all going on back here. Brandon Bed's coming back on the racetrack. Eric Monaco, Eli Bright. Koshma's up there, of course. Koshma as well, like Bright, should be able to go to the end. Going on. Monaco trying to make it work. Slots in right in front of Eli Bright, who's goes way wide, way off the racetrack, trying to go around the outside. And then to the inside of turn 7, and there goes Koshma, peeking his nose in there, the 03. Fair bit going on. Jake Rogers also back there in the 40. A lot happening, and Koshma's going to round up right, so worked out quite well for the 03. And that is a changeful position. And Rogers also getting around the 95, and Bright runs up the back just a little bit. Fair bit going on. Dominic Anthony also jumped Charlie Davenport all that. Rogel Dawn dropped back a little bit. Couple of positions. And here's the man. It's so far ahead of the field. This will be pretty close to an all-time record if this is what the margin is. I have to go back through all the races of years past to determine the biggest margin of victory. It should be said as well. I mean, this is a long racetrack. It's a long lap time here. And that does make a difference. First one that comes to mind was a race that was won by Matthew Engelram many years ago, season 3 at Atlanta, where, oh, Nathan Smith, oh, he got into the wall, as did Troxel. I thought he was going to hit the barrier, the tire bundles then. So, at least he didn't hit the tire bundles there, Nathan Smith, but he has got damage on the right side and the front of that car. Probably going to be repaired now. Tyson Gifford is up to second. So right now, it would be a Gifford Technologies Incorporated 1-2. And this would be a great result for Tyson. Number 7, I think he'd be quite happy finishing second if it meant that his driver, Henry Gore, was to get that elusive first win with this team, and in the Cup Series at least, and first win of the year. I think he'd be too upset. There's Tristan in car 14. He's currently third. Led the most laps in this race, but strategy's not going to play out. I mean, it's not going to cost him too much, but a chance at the win this race. He looks like he's going to finish third. Rowley and Clifton back inside the top 5. Then Brandon Bent. Koshma is up to 7th. That's a very good drive from Leonard Koshma. He should be pretty proud of himself. Pole sitter for the 500. Hasn't quite worked out for him so far this year, but he's done a great job today in the 03. Touching well above his weight and this team's weight. Eli Bright and the 52 of Charlie Davenport, as Julio Caesar had actually got around Dominic Anthony for position. Shout out to Logan Williams back here as well in the 33. It's had an interesting year to say the least. Williams missed the race last week at Atlanta. You see some of these guys with damage. Jared Oren's done alright, all things considered. Currently, last time by was 18th. Duncan Ward was 19th, but he's dropped back to 20th, if that's accurate. So here we go. They're going to be coming to the white flag this time as Roberto Crown is passed by Tristan Allen. There goes Henry Gore. So he started the last lap, and he is so far up the road from his teammate Tyson Gifford, who hasn't even got to turn 20. He's just rounding turn 20 now. So he is a long way ahead, and he's going to... Well, the last time he won that Indianapolis race was a kind of groundbreaking win in some ways for this driver, and he's driving for what is now Premier Racing Motorsports, and you know, it was from memory, it was a pretty tight contest there. At the end of the race, he made some passes late on to win. This has been a race that's been thoroughly won on strategy, but also this car was very, very quick today. There's no denying that. Because he was all over Tristan for a long time in that race. He didn't let the 14 get away. And it's going to pay dividends here in this race. I mean, far less chaotic than I thought it was going to be as well. Max Davis, not sure what happened to the 6, but he's 42nd. Roberto Crown a lap down as well. And look at that. That's the, Tyson Giffords just rounding turn 11. Henry Gore's just got past turn 12, and that's the longest straight on the racetrack. So by some margin as well. So as long as nothing crazy happens here, it'll be Henry Gore's 4th Cup Series win. It'll be the first ever winner here at Circuit of the Americas. It's not going to be a barnstormer of a finish, but it's going to be a comprehensive race win. And the man who came into this race second in the championship will leave here as the championship leader. Second at Daytona, he was so close to breaking that long losing streak. It's going to come to an end today. Henry Gore heads into turn 20 and will drive out of that final turn nice and smooth. The first ever race at Circuit of the Americas, and strategy wins the day for Henry Gore. He wins the H-E-B Texas Grand Prix here in Austin. And it should be a 1-2 finish for Gifford Technologies Incorporated. Their first win with Chevrolet in the Cup Series. Tyson Gifford also plays the strategy to perfection. He'll come home second. A nice drive today from him. And the man who led the most laps, Tristan, it looks like he actually got a bit of front end damage. Maybe ran off the back of Roberto Crown. Does finish. Razor, I thought that was a powerful position. But he does finish third, Tristan, so still good points there. Can rally the pole sitter ahead of Clifton, who ends up in the 5th position. Max Davis did get back out there, which is good news, but he'll finish last today. Just looking down the rest of this order, as everybody races it back to the line. 22.64 seconds, the margin of victory for Henry Gore, as he comprehensively beats down the field for his first win since Season 3 at Indianapolis in the Cup Series, and his first win in general on the channel since the Samsung Offline Racing League race at Texas. And it was a comprehensive day that day. He led the most laps and got the win. So he was very fast. They didn't lead the most laps, but strategy rules the day for him. He's the winner for the first time this year. You'll see the final results on your screen right now. Henry Gore, the race winner. By some margin, it should be said as well. I mean, 22.638 seconds. The difference between himself and his teammate Tyson Gifford. It was a great strategy call by that team. They finished first and second today. Tristan third, led the most laps, as we said. Kian Raleigh started on the pole, didn't lead a lap in this race. He ends up 4th. And Clifton back-to-back top 5. So, a good day for the third team. Brad Bent, Leonard Kochma was the highest finishing rookie in the 03. He did very well for himself. I'm not sure where he started, but great strategy call. Eli Bright, 8th. Charlie Davenport, Julio Caesar inside the top 10. You see the rest of the results on your screen right now. And a very, very interesting race. Wasn't really a barnstormer. The graphics won't show it, but the 74's actually just run out of 71, I should say. It's just run out of fuel. Coming back to pit road. He has made it back to pit road, so that's the good news. But he's the winner of the race. And Gifford Technologies Incorporated back in victory lane here in the Cup Series. It was a comprehensive day, to say the least. Caleb Rose had to pit again, I've just realised, in the 32. So that's disappointing for him. Championship leader coming into this race, Travis Crampton, finished 38th. That's what happens when you qualify towards the rear in these races, unfortunately. And clearly got involved in some incidents or had to pit again or something along those lines. He ended up 38th. Everybody did finish the race, but whatever happened to Max Davis, he ended up 2 laps down. And Roberto Crown Jr. finished a lap down after the incident with Alexander Rowe. Alexander Rowe today, 39th. Frustrating result. All things considered, he had a real opportunity to do what his teammate did, and it wasn't quite to be the case, as Henrik Waugh gets his first win of 2025-26. Now take a look at the championship standings after 3 races, and Henrik Waugh, not only did he break that long losing streak, he got his first win of the season. Well, he's now the championship leader by a significant margin too. 24 points ahead of Eli Bright. Dawson Miller, despite starting last after the suspension issue, actually gains a position in the championship. He is now 32 behind, and then Clifton and Davenport, 4th and 5th in the standings, 34 back. Tyson Gifford gains a lot of ground. Tristan Allen gained a lot of ground. And Travis Crampton, who had a great start to the season. A lot of the damage done today in that 97. He drops way down the order to 9th in the standings. A frustrating day for him, but be very, very interesting to see how he bounces back next week. Texas Motor Speedway. You see the rest of the standings right there. See some big moves up and down the order. Alexander Rowe, that whatever the issue was presumably a tyre problem, cost him 12 positions. He drops way down to 15th in the standings. That's a tough blow. He's now 45 points behind his teammate. That's how much it cost him here in this race. And continue further along. Benny Watson, that win last week, has been sandwiched by 2 really poor runs. I think it'd be fair to say the 96 finishing outside the top 30 in both of those 2 races. So disappointing for the 96. And of course, that all-important battle with the top 35 in owner points. Max Davis with that issue today. He's barely on the cut line. He is safe at the moment, but like to be a lot further up. Logan Williams gained 6th position with a fairly solid run today, but still ends up losing a lot of ground. Colin Denton still 40th in points in the number 21. So it's a great position for the DW Motorsports driver to be in. That does it here for us at the Circuit of the Americas. We'll be heading to the Texas Motor Speedway next week at Fort Worth, I should say. And that'll be a very fun, entertaining race. So looking forward to that one. So congratulations to Henrik Waugh and Gifford Technologies Incorporated. And we'll see everybody next week at Texas Motor Speedway. Goodbye for now.